Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Guido Goes Off Wrestlemania review, or if you want to get technical, the Raw After Mania preview show. But
hmm
um,
I kind of felt like they kind of overbooked and they kind of ran a little bit over than what they scheduled for.
yeah, for
But
the record, I mean we live in the Central Time Zone, and it's 11:31 right now as of this recording. So it's kind of late here, but I'm gonna be honest, it was well worth it.
yes,
I mean, considering we basically we watched about 7 hours of wrestling.
hmm
Yeah. Um, it started like here in Central Time about 4. Let's see. Let's say 4:35, 4:40 when the first match started.
and which was the first match? It was the.
It was the actually Aries Neville for the cruiserweight
Oh,
tap.
okay.
Yeah, they started out big right out of the gate. So um,
I happened to get here a little bit late, so I missed a little bit of the beginning of that match.
okay, so we'll just get into it and try to keep our spirits up. Like I said, first match, Austin Aries taking on Neville for the Cruiserweight Championships. I mean, starting with a big match right out of the gate. And, I mean, this, of course, still part of the kickoff show.
hmm
But, yeah, that's it was the quality of match that you would expect, like, upper mid-card for WrestleMania. It was a really good match.
We got to see Austin Aries last chancery in that match. What other moves did we get to see by Austin?
We did see the Roaring Elbow. There was a great back and forth between those guys. Um, Aries said that he was gonna put on the best kickoff show match you've ever seen, and to be honest, those guys did not disappoint.
hmm
I mean, you're starting the card, you're setting the tone. Those guys set a really good pace for that match.
hmm
Of course, Neville won, retaining his Neville won with the red arrow, retaining his Cruiserweight Championship, and so we're going to move on to the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
And boy, was there a lot of dudes in the
There's
ring.
a lot of dudes in
There were
there.
a lot of dudes in the ring at the beginning. You could barely even move.
There's a bunch of dudes. um,
The Big Show actually got his own music and entrance to come down the ramp.
yeah, I think that was a big surprise. I think Big Show and Braun Strowman were the first people eliminated.
Okay.
And then a lot of people thought Sami Zayn was probably going to win. Then at that point, then he got eliminated. It's interesting, and of course, even you had let's see here, what's his name? Tian Bing, the wrestler from China, making his debut, and also added in there Killian Dane of Sanity.
I take it that's from NXT.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Remember, he doesn't have the network, so he doesn't watch NXT.
I'll be all right.
And if the camera gets bumped a little bit, Atlanta is checking to make sure everything's okay. I guess I really don't know what she's doing. And so it came down. I think it came down at the end of Killian Dane, Jinder Mahal, and Mojo Rawley, and Jinder Mahal got in the face of Mojo Rawley's good buddy and avid partier, and we hear he does a little football on the side. New England Patriots tight end Rob Gronkowski, who actually inserted himself in the match with a 100 and nothing pound lady security guard trying to keep him from getting in the. What was she gonna do?
Exactly, and they just allowed it. And Rob Gronkowski was decked out with Mojo Riley's hat and I think maybe some other apparel of Mojo's.
Yeah,
I was not expecting Mojo to win personally myself.
Yeah, and Mojo Rawley won the match. So
the way it came down to a couple of them, I almost thought they were maybe going to give it to Jinder Mahal because he's put in a lot of work at the gym and worked on his physique lately. So.
Oh, the best part of him comes out of a needle. Anyway, but yeah. So Mojo Rawley wins the Honor of the Giant Battle Royal. Welcome to obscurity. Oh wait, he was already there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then the final match of the pre-show. I guess bumped so that they could put the SmackDown Women's match on the main part of the card. A lot of fans, as you know, when they found out that was going to be on the pre-show, they let WWE have it on social media about it, and then they said we're going to move it to the card. Now we're going to get to that later. But, of course, something had to be bumped down, and what was bumped down, so I guess your kickoff main event, if you will, Dean Ambrose versus Baron Corbin for the Intercontinental title. It was, it didn't
Which
go
I
the way a lot of people
did Dean come out first, even though he had the title and Baron came out?
No. Baron came out first, then Dean came out.
They obviously had a decent match. I'm trying to think of the finish.
Dean Ambrose had a decent match. Baron Corbin just happened to be there.
I wish they would push Dean Ambrose again. They've kind of shoved him down a little bit.
Well, yeah, it's but that's the thing. Dean Ambrose is entertaining no matter what. He doesn't need a title to be entertaining. He never has, never will. The issue with Corbin is he's Corbin.
Mm-hmm.
So like I tweeted earlier, if you want to get him some more exposure in that, you need to put him in a tag team with Bo Dallas. You call the team Corbin Dallas and have their tag team finisher be called the Fifth Element. Mm-hmm. Because
has Bo Dallas, has Baron Corbin feuded on SmackDown yet with Apollo Crews?
I don't think so. No, I think he's just picking on Kalisto.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's the thing. I mean, I didn't think Corbin was ready, and you're talking a big guy who's throwing temper tantrums.
Mm-hmm.
It's unbecoming.
Mm-hmm.
It simply isn't done.
During that match, we did see the end of days, I believe. Is that correct?
We did see the Deep Six. You never did hit the end of days.
Yes.
End of days. Dean actually countered the end of days into the Dirty Deeds for the win. Okay. So, of course, the show opens up with your hosts, the New Day. They said dressed as characters from Final Fantasy. For a minute, I thought they just raided the Party City in Orlando on the way there.
Yes.
That happens. Moving on to stuff that actually matters. Shane McMahon, starting off the show with Shane McMahon versus AJ Styles.
Yes.
And
what a strong kickoff that was.
And much to everybody's disappointment, Shane did not jump off the WrestleMania entryway.
They put a good show on.
They did.
They did. Shane did coast to coast. I think even AJ Styles tried himself.
Yeah. I mean, for a match that a lot of people didn't want, I mean, they built it right. The two they delivered. Shane hit coast to coast. I think he had some extra mustard on that to make sure he made it.
Mm-hmm.
And so, in the end, AJ wins with a phenomenal forearm, and yay!
Good solid match. Yes.
Yeah, that was.
And me being personally a huge AJ Styles fan, I was okay with that, even though I like Shane McMahon just as well.
No, of course, I was really hoping that AJ would throw Shane into JBL so I wouldn't have to hear his voice anymore. Because, quite honestly...
It was annoying all night.
No, and honestly, this whole situation with him bullying Mauro Ranallo, JBL should not have a job.
Mm-hmm. And even at the point now, I'm kind of getting a little annoyed with Corey Graves on commentary myself.
I think Corey Graves is good.
Oh, do you?
See, Corey Graves is good, but he keeps his stuff relevant and he keeps it concise to the match.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas JBL is, pulling out pop culture references from like the 40s and 50s. Know your audience. 2, know when to shut up. 3, don't talk over everyone else.
Exactly.
Honestly, I was hoping like halfway through the night, Morrow came out with a steel chair and just started knocking his teeth out. I mean, God, JBL is a scar on the face of the WWE. His behavior is atrocious. The man sexually harassed people in the past. He does not deserve to be on a commentary team of the greatest show in professional wrestling history, outside of Wrestle Kingdom. Anyway,
on that note, the next matchup.
Okay, I want to make sure it's clear. I don't care for JBL.
Yes.
I don't know if that's
I think we hit the hammer and the nail on the head.
Okay.
On that one.
Okay. So the next match was our first title match of the main body of WrestleMania. Kevin Owens taking on Chris Jericho for the U.S. Championship.
Mm-hmm.
It did its job.
Chris Jericho came down the ramp in a light bright scarf that looked like Christmas.
Turn it on!
Yes.
Now,
and he even had the list inflatable thing on the right side of the entranceway too when he came down, which was pretty neat.
Not to be confused with the inflatables that James Ellsworth has on his. I was trying to figure out who to pick on for that joke, but I'm sorry, James. But I mean, it was good back and forth. You know, pretty much prototypical of those guys.
And I think during the match, maybe we even saw the Kevin Owens power bomb on the side of the apron.
Yeah, that was the finish for the match.
Okay.
And the thing I don't get about that, he hooks up for a package and pile driver and then does that something. No, just pull the trigger and do the package pile driver.
Mm-hmm.
Package, pile drive, everybody. Okay, so Kevin Owens wins. He's the new United States champion. Of course, Jericho, Lord knows what we'll see him again.
Yeah, so we're wondering.
I mean, it was great, but it just seemed a bit anticlimactic. And that seemed to be the case for a lot of these matches. The matches were great, but...
And I'm wondering, too, if Jericho's contract maybe is running out and maybe he's going away or something.
Fozzie's going on tour.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so then up next was the Fatal 4-Way Elimination match for the Raw Women's Championship. You know, I did make some comments about, Sasha being driven down to the ring and why wasn't DDP driving.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Bayley came down the ramp first.
Yeah, the champion comes out first. What the hell?
Mm-hmm.
Tradition!
I think Bayley I think they showed on TV, she got halfway down the ramp and their inflatable wacky...
Bayley buddies.
The Bayley buddies didn't inflate or something, so they might have had a malfunction there. But she had a pretty neat little tire coming down the ramp, though.
Yeah.
And then we also had Nia Jax in that match.
Yeah, and Charlotte coming out with so much Peacock stuff, so much Peacock gear. Honestly, I think she owes Dalton Castle $5.
She might even owe him more than 5.
Okay, 10. He might have kicked in the boys if she asked politely.
Mm-hmm. And then for the elimination match, we're talking about who was the person that got eliminated first? Was it Nia?
Yeah.
Okay.
And for those of you who didn't think Nia would be eliminated first, who thought Nia was going to win,
too soon, too early, basically, for her.
Horsewoman, Nia Jax.
Mm-hmm. And it's too soon, too early for Nia Jax, I think, personally.
Well, Nia is one of those cases where I think they brought her up too early. She wasn't quite developed enough as a talent before they brought her up. And her conditioning has become suspect. Mm-hmm. And she always seems to lose the big ones. Mm-hmm. I mean, she's a monster on the weekly shows. I mean, she's a monster on NXT. She was a monster on the weekly NXT. She was a monster on Raw, but then it came to TakeOver or a pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
Paper Tiger, man. Paper Tiger.
And then actually Sasha Banks got eliminated next.
Yeah, which is interesting. This was right after Charlotte did a Sky Twister press.
Oh, yeah.
Safe!
Yes.
No one got hurt!
Mm-hmm.
Who says flares can't fly?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so then Sasha was eliminated. Charlotte pulled the second rope turnbuckle pad off and
somewhat
dinged her in the head with that, and then it came down to Charlotte and Bayley, and I think Charlotte ended up getting dinged in that turnbuckle herself, and I think that's what caused the finish. And Bayley retains. Still your Raw Women's Champion, Bayley. All right. Next, we are moving to the Triple Threat Ladder match for the Raw Tag Team titles. You had, of course, Enzo and Cass coming out. Enzo looked like he was about to hit the club. Did people still say hit the club?
I don't know, but the crowd was really into it. Their entrance, of course.
Oh, of course. Then Sheamus and Cesaro came out in what I can best describe as what Sheamus was wearing. Now, remember, Sheamus did wear something similar when he was a groomsman for Drew Galloway / Drew McIntyre's wedding.
Yes, they both came out in kilts.
Yeah, they both came out in kilt tuxes. I guess
yes.
That's how I put it.
And breakaway clothes. They both did it.
Yeah.
Instead of just Cesaro this time.
Okay, and then Gallows and Anderson came out, and then the New Day said that they were changing the match up. I was worried they were going to insert themselves into it.
Yes, and make it into a fatal 4-way.
Yeah. Well, they did make it a fatal 4-way, but it was the ones we knew they'd come.
Yes. Wonderful!
Yes! Yes, that's right. The Hardy Boys debuted and won.
Yes. And the crowd was really into their entrance, and they were pretty pumped when they saw them.
There were several huge delete chants. I think they did try to quiet some of it. Of course, everybody knows about the legal issues going on between the Hardys and Anthem about that gimmick. So, but, and of course, you had to have Jeff find the highest freaking ladder in the place.
Yes.
And swanton somebody.
Outside of the ring.
We're
on to Sheamus and Cesaro. Who were both laying on separate ladders that were laying on the ring and also the barricade. So they were laying outside the ring, but on top of the ladders.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for confirmation whether or not Cesaro's still alive.
Yeah.
But
I want to know if Jeff Hardy's dead now. So maybe it's just Jeff Hardy. Sorry, maybe Matt Hardy is going to defend the tag titles by himself on Raw now because Jeff is obsolete.
Yeah. But anyway, so the Hardys now your Raw tag team champions. As we all know, there was not a SmackDown Live tag team title match because reasons. Anyway, moving on. We had the mixed tag match. John Cena and Nikki Bella going up against The Miz and Maryse.
Yes. And to be honest, that match wasn't very long. I mean, there was
John Cena.
Yes, and there was also The Miz got over from the crowd really well. He kept standing on top of the turnbuckles, hyping up the crowd, and the crowd was cheering for Miz.
I think you forget just how much people hate John Cena.
Yes.
Oh, shoot. And then, of course, Al Roker was getting booed.
Yes, I saw that.
Al Roker from the Today Show was the special ring announcer. I found this out, I think it was last Monday. Yeah, it was last Monday. John Cena with Nikki Bella there asked him to be the guest ring announcer, and he said, "Sure, why not? If it gets me away from Matt Lauer for 5 minutes, sure."
Yep.
You know, well, Savannah Guthrie's kissing every other part of him to keep her job, and so I mean, you had to go back and forth. They kept the women out of it for the most part, and that's I think it was simply because of Nikki's neck issue, which I was worried because she did a tope suicido. And it's too damn bad we didn't have Mauro Ranallo calling the tope suicido. Thanks a lot, JBL.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking cockbag. You know, I wonder if people are going to think I hate JBL.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Just a little?
Yes.
With complete utter disgust.
Wonderful!
Didn't I at one point say I just wanted him to die?
Yes, I do.
I hope his plane crashes.
You did say that during the paper.
Okay, I want to make sure. Because you know, I'm just worried people are going to get this impression that I don't like JBL.
Yeah.
I mean, at least I got one thing going for me. Maybe my feet didn't cut out.
Mm-hmm.
Yay!
Yes, the WWE Network did a good job, and it didn't buffer or anything. So.
No, I do think it was hilarious. The King was there, and he made his joke of, yeah, you know, Maurice greeted the Miz at the door wearing sexy lingerie. Too bad she was actually coming home. and then I remember JBL saying, "That's not true." And then I tweeted, "Yes, it is. Maurice came to my place to see what a real man looked like. I gave her a picture of Rick Rude and sent her on her way."
Well, besides that, you could also give her...
That was funny!
You could also give her a picture of Stylus Young from Ring of Honor, because he's a real man also.
What a real man looks like.
Not the Beer City Bruiser.
I'm working with that here, folks, as you can tell. What? Should I have called her a fat, out of shape, French Canadian sweat hog? Would that have clued you in? Okay. All right.
Wonderful!
I'm just waiting for him to scream subscribe.
So, yeah, go to the WWE Network and subscribe. John Cena and Nikki Bella win. John Cena pops the question to marry Nikki, and their family was at ringside for hugs and stuff.
Yeah, his mom was at ringside.
He must not have a good relationship with his father then.
The hell he doesn't.
Oh, why?
He's the reason his dad got into wrestling.
Oh, why wasn't his father at ringside then? We didn't see that.
Reasons.
Okay.
I don't know. Okay, so and of course I did give my words of encouragement and warning that John and Nikki, please don't have the wedding in the ring. It never goes well.
Yes,
Ever.
On camera weddings.
Oh, in-ring weddings never work.
That's right.
Especially if you have Maria plan them.
Because Kane just might show up.
Yes, in the name of our Father and His Son, Jesus Christ! Okay, so now, unfortunately, half my Nikki Bella jokes are gone.
Yeah.
Because I can't do that old Jim. Hey, what's the difference between Raw and Nikki Bella?
What's that?
Raw has a ring.
So
can't do that no more.
I take it Nikki Bella and John Cena are gonna not wrestle on SmackDown anymore? Or?
Well, we know Cena's going to film a movie. Yeah, it's not likely that he'll be back until around Survivor Series.
Okay.
Okay, moving on to. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we had 7 hours of wrestling to get through. This show is not going to be short by any means. The non-sanctioned match between Triple H and Seth Rollins. Of course, Triple H coming out with a motorcycle escort, a trike, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So we finally got to see the Sons of Anarchy Greenwich chapter.
That's correct.
And I'm sure Vince is so proud his little girl became a biker bitch.
Yes.
Okay.
And Seth Rollins actually came out with the torch.
Yeah.
He torched the ground.
Da, 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 da. Never mind. It was a good joke.
With Seth Rollins, supposedly they're faking his injury, his knee injury. The match went on a long time, and it was really, really slow paced. And I was ready for the match to be over.
I think, and from what I gathered here on Twitter, that was a complaint of a lot of people. But
it just was too long. The match was too long.
Yeah, it could have been a little shorter.
I was kind of wondering if Seth Rollins was going to win, because they did actually make a shirt for him that said Kingslayer on it.
Yeah.
So they're going to push merchandise for WWE.
Merchandising! We put the wrestlers' names on everything!
Wonderful!
Except for Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin I think he had one shirt in NXT, and that was it. That is all they're going to invest in him. I know it sounds like I harp on Baron Corbin, but not nearly as much as I harp on JBL, that fucking cockbag who deserves to have his insides eaten out by tapeworms.
So moving on to the next match.
People are really going to think I don't like him. Yeah. Okay, well, yeah. So anyway, Seth Rollins won. We finally got to see Steph get wood on camera.
Yes, that's correct. She did go through a table outside the ring.
Yeah.
Because Triple H bumped into her.
Later, she's going through the rest of the crew.
I take it the finish was Triple H got pedigreed.
Triple H knocked her into the table, and then it was pedigree.
They need to bring back the curb stomp for Seth Rollins. Or they need to make a new finisher for Seth, maybe, instead of having Triple H and Seth have the pedigree. Even though Triple H doesn't wrestle on a daily basis, so I guess it's okay. I know, like, other wrestlers take other moves and stuff, such as the figure four leg lock, which the Miz stole from Ric Flair.
No, Ric Flair told him how to do it.
Okay.
But anyway, so we're gonna move on. He probably doesn't need another finisher. It wouldn't hurt. I mean, you got the Phoenix Sploosh. Phoenix Splash. Okay, up next was Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt for the WWE Championship.
It took a long time for Bray Wyatt to come down the ramp because his entrance is slow anyway. And
it was beautiful.
Yes, it was. I'm not saying it wasn't.
You want somebody running down at the top of his speed, go to Walmart, buy yourself a WWE Network card, get the WWE Network, and watch the old Ultimate Warrior matches.
Okay.
If you want to see somebody speeding down there, because Lord knows, no one did like him. I mean, my God. Okay, my problem with this match is just seemed a little anticlimactic.
They kept doing a special CGI in the ring, a top view down below of like maggots and worms when Randy was laying down on the mat.
Trying to show that he had a power system. I think it'd just be easier just to actually get his sister Abigail. And
I mean, maybe like Bray could have a female down at ringside now, Abigail, because, we have Randy Orton who's not with Bray, and we also have Luke Harper who's not with Bray. So they kind of need a Wyatt family, and Bray's just by himself with no family now. So
yes, but that's the thing. Bray doesn't have to have spectacular matches because he talks people in the seats. Bray is the best talker on the roster right now, period. End of discussion. Okay. Randy Orton, RKO.
Outside of the ring, too, by the way.
Yeah. RKO outside of the ring. Rolls him in, gets the pin that way. Your winner and new WWE Champion, Randy Orton. I'm sure... I'm sure there was that thing with the concert with Pitbull and Flo Rida and whoever, I don't care, I was in the bathroom. Well, up next was Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship.
And thank God they had a match finally.
You know, the match length was 4 minutes and 45 seconds, at least what I read. I didn't actually time it myself.
Mm-hmm.
I was keeping track of suplexes and spears.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, after that 10th suplex, Ty Dillinger should have run in just to show up.
Yes. Exactly.
But yeah, it was 4 minutes, 45 seconds. Both guys got some offense. Got a lot of offense in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, right out of the gate, Lesnar took him to Suplex City, and then.
So basically, during the whole match, if you happen to watch it, basically it was a bunch of signature moves and finishers, is all it was.
Yeah. I mean, it was short, and it was. You weren't expecting a technical match. We know you weren't expecting a technical masterpiece from these two. You weren't expecting, like a huge array of moves.
Mm-hmm.
But what they did well, and it was a hell of a lot better than their WrestleMania 20 match.
We didn't feel so cheated this time.
Yeah. So after 4 minutes and 45 seconds, your winner and the new Universal Champion, Brock Lesnar, and we will not see that belt again until SummerSlam. Anyway, they did do a little commercial, and then they got right into the SmackDown Live women's match. I know they had some women on hand for guests, but my guess, for guest spots, but my guess is due to time constraints. They just had the 6 women they have on the roster.
Okay.
So you had Alexa Bliss, you had Becky Lynch, Mickie James, Carmella, Natalya, and
Naomi.
Thank you, Naomi.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And they let Naomi. Alexa Bliss, of course, came out first, even though she has the title, which
tradition.
Yeah. Naomi got the come out last, and because I think one reason too is because she used to have the title until she got injured, and it was she was in her hometown of Orlando, Florida, where WrestleMania, of course, was. So
yeah,
they did give her a lot of camera time for the intro.
I was surprised. I thought she was going to power slide the whole way down.
Now that would have been awesome.
That is a WrestleMania moment. Mm-hmm. I don't care what anyone else says. Mm-hmm. Just power slide away. I mean, granted, she probably wouldn't have any cloth left on her shins, mm-hmm. but it would have been awesome.
Yep.
And, all the ladies got some offense in, but, we have to have our feel-good story, because reasons. And Naomi won. Naomi won and became the new SmackDown Live Women's Champion.
I gotta say, personally, when I was watching this match and the build for this a little bit, I kind of thought maybe they'd do like a twist or whatever, and maybe Mickie James won the belt. I thought maybe that's how it would go down.
I said somewhere down the line, but remember, Mickey's been like a 4-time women's champion and a Divas champion. Mm-hmm. Mickey right there is kind of there to put over the new talent. Mm-hmm. And she does a very good job of it. Why? Because Mickie James is awesome. She's really good at her job. Well, the main event. Roman Reigns versus The Undertaker. Mm-hmm. For the 3rd year in a row, Roman Reigns is headlining WrestleMania.
And that does not make the Guido very happy.
Not a lot of things in this world make me happy. People driving while on their cell phones.
Yes.
The lines in the grocery store when I'm actually in a hurry. JBL.
Yes.
They're really going to think I don't like him. Mm-hmm. WWE booking in general. Mm-hmm. The fact Stephanie McMahon is on my television.
Yes. So who was it again that came out first then?
Roman Reigns did. Mm-hmm. And then Taker. A lot of people were worried about Taker's health going into this match. He came up halfway down the ramp, and someone said it was a flop. I'm gonna say, before we go any further in this, and everybody that watched WrestleMania knew the result, knows the result, and everything before, and before I go any further, The Undertaker's in his 50s. The Undertaker's got a bad hip. The Undertaker has spent 26 and a half years in a WWE ring. Show a little goddamn respect. Moving on.
So it was a quite impressive match.
Yeah, that match went at least a good 20, 25, maybe even a half hour.
And good God, I mean, I think Guido happened to say there was about 10 Superman punches in the match.
They're like 4 or 5 spears. I mean, literally, integrates everything.
And we did see the Tombstone Power Driver by the Undertaker. Did he get off Hell's Gate, or did he?
He was trying.
He was trying to get off Hell's Gate.
Well, that's the thing. He was coming in with a bad hip. A lot of people know he's had hip issues. So, hooking the Golgoplata, known to fans as the Hell's Gate, that's going to be trouble because you get. Yeah, I think it's like that.
And also during this match, there was a lot of play on the steel chair. Came into play quite a bit during.
A lot of people also complain about the fact that it just happened to be announced that there was no holds barred. Now I think this was because Taker was hurt. He was limited. He was severely limited on what he could do. So it was obvious.
He didn't walk the rope this time during the match like some other pay-per-views. When he gets on top of the turnbuckle and he walks.
Okay, Cory.
What was that?
I said his hip was.
Yeah. What was that move called again that he does?
You call it old school. Some people call it rocking the top rope. I call it awesome because Taker's awesome. That's all you need to know.
Now, did he hit Snake Eyes? Was that?
Yes, he did. He did use the Snake Eyes move. Now, don't get me wrong. It was a good match. There was a lot of drama, and depending upon your bend, whether yay or boo, Roman Reigns won. And Taker did the symbolism. He got all his gear back on, and then he symbolically took off his gloves, his coat, and his hat and walked away. Which pretty much signifies there is a tradition in wrestling of leaving your boots after your last match.
Well, didn't you tell me one time too in the past, like when you're retired, you don't go out on top, you
go out on your back, And and for the most part, that's what they did with this.
And that's
Taker's
exactly what
Taker's
they did.
A huge traditionalist, and
that was exactly what they did at WrestleMania 2 between Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair when Ric Flair retired.
And that's the thing. I know a lot of people are upset. And
but honestly, how many more years do you think he could have won anyway? I mean, do you even know if he would have had one more? They always say one more match, but if he had one more WrestleMania next year, I mean, he said he's 54, so
that's the thing. We expect these people to like be able to go forever. We wrestling fans. We know these are fictional characters, but they're also portrayed by real-life human beings. And as much as we like to believe Taker is the all-powerful undead wizard that we've seen for years on years on years, as I said, 26 and a half in WWE alone.
And when he did walk up the ramp, the crowd actually did a good chant, "Thank you, Taker," for him, too. So they gave him his respect.
Damn, because he's earned it. You're talking about the stalwart of WWE. He was there when Hogan was there. He was there when Macho Man was there. $1 million man brought him onto WWE television. He he was there throughout the new generation with Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart. He was there for the Attitude Era, facing the likes of Stone Cold Steve Austin and Triple H. And, coming into the PG era, yes, his work rate slowed down. But he was always there at WrestleMania. And
I want to say, I would like to add, it would have been nice for this final retirement match of Taker if Paul Bearer was still alive to be in his corner, rest his soul. So I kind of wonder, with Taker retiring, how much longer, say, Kane has left.
From what I gather, Kane's done.
Oh, really?
But it's, in all honesty, a lot of WWE fans, we grew up in those eras.
Mm-hmm.
The Undertaker was the character that got me into wrestling.
If it was because of Taker, we had the Buried Alive matches in the past. Is that correct?
Yeah, casket matches.
Casket matches.
But that's the thing. There's always some things we could count on for WrestleMania. We hope for the best show. We hope for moments that stick with us for the rest of our lives. But one thing we've all been used to is The Undertaker showing up at WrestleMania. And now here we are. After 25 appearances, with a record of 23-2.
Which, one thing too I just remembered is, with Taker retiring, obviously they're not going to have Undertaker versus Cena because people are wanting to see that match. So that's kind of X'd out now. So,
and now we have to, Vince is always of the old saying, from P.T. Barnum, the show must go on. And now we're looking into our first WrestleMania. Taker's only missed 2 WrestleManias in his tenure. And, WrestleMania 10 and WrestleMania 2000. So basically WrestleMania 16. Missed both of those due to injury. And like I said, his 25th appearance. Going undefeated for 21 of those appearances. These are records that can never be, taken away. At least you hope they can't be taken away. We've seen Vince take records left and right. But it's simply put, you're talking to fans, the boys in the back, and even Vince himself. These are guys that have great respect for The Undertaker. And, you hate to see it end, but unfortunately, all good things must end. And I know this leaves a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths because his last opponent is a very well-hated wrestler. And it's not because of anything he's done. Roman Reigns is not a bad guy.
No.
Each and every one of us would love to be in his position.
Oh, yeah.
Where you have somebody, if
which
you're a wrestling fan, please let me finish.
Sure, sorry.
Any one of us as a wrestling fan would kill to be in Roman Reigns' position, to have one of the driving force, one of the upper echelon of wrestling tell you, I want you to be my top guy, and I'm going to do everything in my power to make you the top guy, regardless of what the fans think, regardless of how many T-shirts are sold. I'm going to make you the best. Not a single one of us would turn that down.
Mm-hmm.
We would be idiots if we did.
Mm-hmm.
But you are talking about someone who, because of this, is hated. He's reviled.
Mm-hmm.
And none of this is his fault. And, he's working against a god
Mm-hmm.
of professional wrestling, a legend. The word legend is thrown around so much in just about anything. People talk about this person being a legend or this person is being a legend. Legend is a word that is used for a select few, and in professional wrestling, I think we can all name those select few that it should be used for.
Mm-hmm.
Hogan, Flair, Sting, Dusty Rhodes, Harley Race.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even someday, the likes of Edge and John Cena and Randy Orton, the Macho Man. There's a select few that deserve that title of legend.
Mm-hmm.
And personally, as a guy that watched Taker since I was 11 years old, the word legend, I don't think, has ever been more appropriate until you apply it to The Undertaker. The man is wrestling history. The man is, if he's not on your Mount Rushmore, you might want to rethink things.
Mm-hmm.
Because you were talking about an icon of professional wrestling and a guy who gave everything for the business.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And if he is not the headliner of next year's Hall of Fame ceremony, because let's face facts, he built it.
Mm-hmm.
After Hulk Hogan left, there was Undertaker. After Macho Man left, there was Undertaker. Before Bret Hart became a household name, there was Undertaker. Before Shawn Michaels became a big name, there was Undertaker.
Mm-hmm.
Before Stone Cold Steve Austin, before Triple H, before Randy Orton, and you talk about guys like that. You talk about guys like John Cena, guys like Randy Orton, guys like Triple H. A lot of these guys' legacies were built by working with the Undertaker.
Mm-hmm. Did the Rock get the Rock face Undertaker?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you look at this, we're seeing the close of one of the greatest chapters in wrestling history.
Mm-hmm.
With this being Undertaker's last match. And to be honest, we owe him a debt of gratitude.
Mm-hmm.
Because for a lot of us, he was the reason we look forward to WrestleMania every year.
Mm-hmm.
And regardless of win or lose, we've had a lot of great wrestling this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been a lot of occasions where we haven't cared who won and who lost, because the matches are so memorable and just the clash is so memorable. I go back to TakeOver with Shinsuke Nakamura and Bobby Roode, calling that match a master class. Aries and Neville might not have been as good, but not for lack of trying by the two guys involved.
Mm-hmm.
And NXT is for the diehards. WrestleMania is for the casual fans.
Mm-hmm.
But in the end, it gives us these moments. It gives us these things we carry on that we, as wrestling fans, share. And holy crap, this is going to take forever to download. We're at 50 minutes.
Okay.
So that's going to do it for the review of WrestleMania 33. Cory, final thoughts?
I would definitely give this show a solid A. I was very entertained, and that's what sports entertainment is for WWE. So, thumbs up on that.
It's even the matches that people weren't looking forward to when they were initially booked. They found ways to get us excited about those matches.
And could you imagine being there live? I mean, that would just be unreal. It would be something you never forget.
It's your match. Yeah, you never forget going to Mania. Unless you go like 15,000 times, like a lot of these people that brag about it online. I mean, I've never been. We're having some a bad producer meeting right now. So, you want to come up? You want to say hi? As you can see at the bottom of the screen, North is joining us. I haven't picked her up here. Oh, come on. Yeah. Yeah, what'd you think of WrestleMania?
Yes.
Barely she's more interested in Cory's phone. So, what did you guys think of WrestleMania 33? Let me know in the comments section below. And as always, you can talk to me on my social media. Mine and Cory's will be in the description below. And of course, as always, like this video, share it with your friends. And as always, if you haven't subscribed already, don't be afraid to hit that little button and ring the bell for notifications. As far as my grade, it's kind of hard for me to grade this one because, damn it, it's hard to see one of your heroes succumb to Father Time, but I have to agree, it was right up there. I mean, you had the big moments. This is the biggest show of the year, the Ultimate Thrill Ride. They weren't kidding. Because it was a roller coaster of emotions this year. So again, in closing, we hope you guys have a good night. It is currently 12:30. I've been recording for almost an hour. If you've sat through this to this point, I applaud you. Yes. You deserve it. So until next time, when I'll probably do a regular show and go back to my regular complaining about stuff going on in wrestling, which would probably be nice after this. Until next time, for the Cory, I'm the Guido. For Cory, and of course, North here. I am the Guido, and I think we're done here.